Aston Martin, an icon of British motorsport, made its return to Formula 1 in 2021. But I think it's fair to say, things haven't quite gone as planned for the team, formerly known as Racing Point Force India VJ thingy. With the heavy backing of Daddy's Cash Lawrence Stroll,
hold out racing, man. Hold out jumping jacks,
who has invested millions into the team, why have a previously overperforming team given their resources not shot to the front of the Formula 1 grid with the proper financial backing? Let's take this back a little bit to the 2017 season, the team's best. Back when the team was owned by international felon, money launderer, and all-time legend Vijay Mallya, the team performed on a shoestring budget, one of the most incredible team performances in recent memory. In this season, Force India only dropped a double points finish on 4 occasions, mostly due to the two drivers, Sergio Perez and Esteban Ocon, getting a little bit feisty with each other on track. Overall though, this season was a clear example to the grid of what can be done when a team bands together and overcomes all circumstances, finishing an incredible 4th position in the constructors' standings. Moving on a bit from the peaks of 2017, as the team's owner Vijay Mallya was being tracked down by Indian banks, the team received less and less funding until eventually it went into administration with over £28 million in debt to over 450 companies. For many teams, this would have surely led to one less team surviving to stay on the F1 grid. Luckily though, for the employees in Silverstone, there was a certain Lance and Lawrence Stroll fed up with the declining performance of a fledgling Williams team. It was this reason why Lawrence Stroll and a consortium of investors decided to buy the team on the 3rd of October 2018, saving it from administration and bankruptcy. Lawrence Stroll renamed the team to Racing Point and moved Lance into the team, leaving Esteban Ocon without a drive. Now, under Stroll management, a serial winner in all of his endeavours, partnered with a team who knows how to extract everything out of every pound, you would expect the team's performance to increase significantly, right? Well, actually, no. In a fairly uneventful year for the team in 2019, the team finished only ahead of Williams and Haas. Moving on to 2020, this is when things got really interesting. Right, so, we're in Barcelona testing, we're looking at the Mercedes, the Red Bull, the Ferrari, and wait, is that a pink Mercedes? Yes, you heard me right. Racing Point really copied the 2019 Mercedes car and shot to the top of the midfield. To put it lightly, the grid was stunned, shocked, confused and bewildered. Of course, it's something we've all thought about, but an actual team doing this in real life, so blatantly. Was this allowed? The short answer is yes, but with a few caveats. The vast majority of the car was legal, in which they had literally just looked at photos of the Mercedes and copied it then and there, which at the time there was no ruling on it being illegal. So Racing Point dominated the midfield in the early parts of the season, with the rest of the teams looking tirelessly for a way to make Racing Point pay for what they had done. They eventually did, as due to a technicality with some rule changes, it was found that the brake ducts were illegal as they had used Mercedes CAD data to design these. Subsequently, they were fined £400,000 and 15 Constructors' Championship points, eventually costing them 3rd place in the Constructors' Championship in the fight with McLaren. Now, as I'm sure many of you have experienced, the thing with copying another car, in the same way that if you copy your mate's homework answers, you're going to get it right, but not know why, the same happened throughout the rest of the season with Racing Point. Effectively, they had no idea how to further develop this car throughout the season, meaning as the year went further on, they slipped down the grid, but oh well, it can't be that bad. The new car regulations would come in 2021, and they wouldn't really need to worry about this, would they? Oof, awkward. Well, as you probably know, the 2021 reg changes were pushed back a year, and Racing Point, now Aston Martin, were forced to stick with this car a year longer. Oh well, can't be that bad. The team had just gone on a huge spending spree, poaching talent from almost all the British-based F1 teams, so I'm sure these great minds would be able to get on top of the car. Well, that didn't quite go to plan. Yes, funny enough, cheating in 2020 came back to bite the now Aston Martin team, despite a boatload of funding, a massive growth in headcount, and a 4-time world champion in the team. In 2021, the team finished 7th in the championship, again only ahead of Williams and Haas, and despite a Sebastian Vettel podium in Baku, the team failed to reach its 2020 heights. Moving on to 2022, a a car designed by them, so surely the team should at least be fighting with the likes of McLaren and Alpine at the top of the midfield, right? Well, you guessed it, no they weren't. Once again, Aston Martin had slipped back into an even worse position than the lowest points under the reign of Vijay Mallya on a fraction of the budget. The team looked uncompetitive, fighting at the back of the midfield, suggesting this really is a team in deep crisis. So what does the future hold for this icon of British motorsport? Well, with a new factory on the horizon, and an old but wise fox in the form of Fernando Alonso coming into the team, it looks like the team should be on the up. But from recent performances, I don't see this at all likely. If you did enjoy today's video, I'd really appreciate it if you liked, subscribed, comment. All engagement helps more than you could know. Good morning, good evening, or good night. Thank you.